everybody? Smell that? Well, of course you can't. You're behind a freaking computer. What are you, crazy? You must be on drugs. You're trying to smell the computer. I hope you're not around people when they look at you when you do that.
We're not quite that far in the cyberpunk future.
Not yet. Soon there'll be the interactive, and you can smell the nice mustiness.
You'll have to put up with what I have to.
Oh, God, I know.
Oh, you're gonna hate yourself.
Yeah, and you might even smell the monkey because he's close to the camera, and no. But yes, another episode of Comics Should Smell Good here from Zanadu Comics. And we have lots of things for you this week. Lots of thick books, actually.
Yeah, lots of really awesome hardcover collections here.
Yes.
We're gonna start off with
thin book.
An old, archaic, floppy comic.
That's right.
This is the 0 issue of Harley Quinn's new ongoing solo series, written by Jimmy Palmiotti, I would assume. Yes,
and
teamed
Amanda
up with
Connor.
Amanda Connor, actually. The husband and wife duo there. And also a variety of artists, like almost too many to list on the cover here, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're talking Jim Lee.
There's a Jim Lee page, there's a Dave Johnson page, you got some Stefan Rue, who does a great variant cover for this issue.
Yeah.
Even Darwin Cook and Becky Cloonan. It's awesome.
No, definitely get in there. Number 0 before the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Always more rare. Start off here. From Dark Horse this week, this very large and very affordable hardcover at $20 tells the untold story of the 5th Beatle, Brian Epstein. This is written by Vivek G. Tiwari and art by the awesome Andrew Robinson, who does not do enough comics.
Well, because he's been working on this book for years.
Yeah,
and
but
it shows.
It
really
does show. Kyle Baker helps out on here with some really cool nods to the Beatles cartoon, which is quite goofy. But yeah, this tells the story of the man who, is pretty much responsible for the Beatles. And even though that story's been told before, this is more of a intricate and introspective look at this man and who he was and why he did what he did, rather than just what he did. But yes, Andrew Robinson, painted. It's amazing. It doesn't even matter if you like the Beatles. That's secondary. This is amazing. And only $20.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And another very nice-sized, kind of Beatles-related comic here.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good segue in.
First volume of Nowhere Men by Eric Stevenson and Nate Bellegarde, along with colors by Jordi Belair. Kind of tells a story of the Beatles of science, in a way.
Yeah.
They're the catalyst for the story, essentially. It started a huge, giant, multinational science corporation, which, of course, over the years goes wrong. Because, you got a whole bunch, like 4 hotheads.
Dude, super science always
top
goes
of their
wrong.
field.
Yeah.
Just begging to go bad.
But this is only $10. Look how big that is. $10. This is amazing. Number 6 took a very long time to come out. Maybe you missed it. Here's it, all of it. It was very nice. For you zombie fans out there, Archie, Afterlife with Archie, Zombies with Archie. We got number 1 back in. Here's number 2, Francesco Francavilla. You don't need to know more. That's all. And at this point, we would like to hop to our professor of Marvel, Mr. PhD himself, Mr. Will Harris, who runs Comics Blend. He's been here a few times. I'm going to turn it over to him, and he's going to give you some awesome, probably Marvel stuff, you assume. So there you go, Will.
Thanks for having me, guys. Let's start off with the latest chapter in Infinity. Avengers 23. While the Avengers are away, the bad guys did play. So the Avengers have been out in outer space, saving the universe, and Thanos and his Black Order have been ransacking Earth after his long-lost son he never knew he had. And so now all the Avengers are rallying back to Earth. It's what's the penultimate? How do you say it? It's the next to the last issue of Infinity. It's going to be really cool. When all the Avengers and all their amazing friends from outer space go to kick Thanos and the Black Order's butt. Plus, with the inhumanity now, the whole world is inhumanized. And so there's all these new guys popping up with power. So they go to the evil. It's a whole new world for the Avengers to figure out in Avengers 23 this week. 2 big X-Men books. The whole dynamic of the X-Men has changed after Battle of the Atom, when all the future X-Men came to send the younger X-Men back down into the past, and they're stuck here. So we're going to start it off with Uncanny X-Men 14. So Kitty Pryde and the young X-Men have now left Wolverine's school, and there's a whole new dynamic now at the Xavier Secret School of Cyclops. It's going to be really cool to see how the kids go. We already know that X-23 is going to be joining the school too, and she's supposedly going to hook up with Cyclops. Can you imagine what Wolverine's going to say about that? Plus, there's kind of a Cold War with S.H.I.E.L.D. because it turns out S.H.I.E.L.D. has their own Sentinels, and that's not going to go down good with Cyclops and Emma Frost. X-Men number 7, the all-female X-Men are going to face the new all-female sisterhood. Lady Deathstrike, yes, this is the new Lady Deathstrike designed by Terry Dodson. She's got kind of a Day of the Dead kind of feel, but she's assembled a whole new sisterhood, and the thing is some of them are not mutants. So it's going to be a real cool dynamic to see some of our favorite X-Men go up against some villains they're not used to, like, for example, the Enchantress. So watch for that. Plus, as we know, Jubilee's adopted son is going to grow up to be a cool badass. So I can't wait to see what happens with this issue. And Casey, just to show that I'm not all Marvel, The Wake. Brace yourself. It's a Vertigo book. How about that? This is the midway issue. It's horror. It's sci-fi. Imagine the X-Files and Torchwood underwater, directed by Guillermo del Toro. There you go. It's zombie, vampire, mermen from hell. It's a team of scientists. They're trapped underwater. And if a horde of hungry mermen isn't enough, there's another big giant monster. This is really intense, really graphic, really violent, and they've been hinting at all this stuff that happens in the future, so now the action underwater is going to go like pull into whatever they've been playing with the future of the human race. Brace yourself, guys. There's another non-Marvel book. Sex Criminals. Sex Criminals number 3. This is Matt Fraction. It's Image. I really love this. Basically, two people, they fall in love. When they have sex, they stop time. So what do? They become the, I guess, bank robbing, sex time Bonnie and Clyde, if you will. But we're going to learn more about their crazy past. And, you know, whenever they're sex criminals, they're sex police. So, naughty, edgy, not for the kids. Enjoy it. It's fun. And a final one, back to Marvel. Well, this is Ultimate Marvel, so this doesn't count, Casey. But this is really cool. So Galactus was pulled from the Marvel Universe into the Ultimate Universe, and Galactus is hungry. So he took over the whole Cloud Ultimate, and so now, basically, it's a whole countdown. This is one of several miniseries in which the Ultimates, the X-Men, and the Miles Morales Spider-Man are all trying to fight the Galactus from our time. And will it mean the end of the Ultimate Universe? There's been lots of hints, but who knows? Thank you guys for having me. I'm Will Harris from Comics Blend. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Will. That was very Marvel.
It was very now.
That's right, it was very now.
And even more now. See, I don't even care about Marvel books. That's not Marvel. But here we have Zero number 3, which was actually originally scheduled to be the 3rd issue. There were some issues with the second one. It was supposed to be the 4th, and we don't talk about that.
But you know
was
what?
Awesome.
It's a time travel thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, that multi-layer that Alish Kant loves to do, that's what he's pulling here.
And he pulls a very heisty-looking story with this new issue. Mateus Santaluoco, who has been drawing a ton of Ninja Turtles and recently wrapped up a run on Dial H at DC.
Yes, which was quite well received, even though it got canceled.
Yeah, but you know, the best things in DC
This is
usually
true.
go that way.
This is true.
This has an awesome pink and blue bubblegum cover because you just need some covers that do that to your eyes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to look at the cover and be like, oh, it's so muddy and it's a task
you want
to
some
look
pop,
at this.
and you throw some weird Japanese lettering all over it. The man knows some design.
And therefore you have art.
Absolutely. But yeah, this is following Edward Zero, the agency's greatest agent, until he realized he was on the wrong side. Dun dun dun.
Oh, so it's Jason Bourne.
Well, there you go. Psychedelic Jason Bourne. Speaking of slightly psychedelic and bizarre, Sunny, hardcover volume 2 by the great Taiyu Matsumoto, who did Tekken Kincrete, also known as Black and White. He did number 5. I'm probably speaking gibberish because these things are highly out of print. You probably haven't seen them. I'm sorry. Try to find them. But this is kind of, every time Matsumoto does a book, he's kind of a different person. And this is him doing his kind of like Miyazaki-y, but, you know, I took too much acid kind of existentialist stuff.
It's really weirdly highbrow.
Yeah, it's super highbrow. It's about these kids who are, you know, kind of orphans. They're in an unfortunate kind of position, a slum, and they use their memory and imagination to take them out of that. And to do this, they think up / build a car named Sunny that takes you to a land of your imagination. It's trippy, it's weird, it's really, I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of 20th Century Boys. Mm-hmm. You know, that kind of, like, young kid feel, which the Japanese love to do.
Yeah.
But the first one's already out of print, and that happened quite quickly, so if you're curious,
not too late to jump on.
No, it is not. It's never too late.
And coming to you from a little-known corner of the DC universe.
What used to be Johnny DC.
This is Scooby-Doo Team-Up, #1. Because, you know, Scooby-Doo exists in the DC universe.
That's right.
They've crossed over before. Batman frequently has to enlist talking animals to help solve his crimes.
He has like 3. Or maybe that's Superman. I can never get that straight.
But I don't really know what story they have behind this, what excuse they have for Scooby-Doo and Batman teaming up, but all you need to know is that it's happening.
Yeah.
There's Man-Bats. Shaggy, like, really rudely tugs on Man-Bat's ear while he's giving him a ride. That's just bad courtesy.
But basically, we want to show that we're not just heartless bastards, and you know what? We like cute stuff, too. We talk about cat stuff all the time.
Yeah, come on.
And a very, very special book, just hand-delivered today from Vancouver. Cartoonist named Stephen Cran, who we've carried some stuff before. He does a blog called Drawing Daily, where he draws one thing every day, and he has to make it funny. You know how hard that is? Morgan is an artist. He wishes he could draw just one thing a day, and it'd be funny.
Casey wishes he was even an artist.
I know. It's sad. It's really sad. Don't rub it in, asshole. But anyway, yeah, so Steven put together a special 10-copy only edition of Drawing Daily, Zanadu Comics 2013. There are 23 different strips in here. I even did the introduction on the back, which he nicely wrote in ink and then scribbled out and then rewrote in some. It's very cool. But yeah, big thank you to Stephen Cran. This is very nice to have actual Xanadu something. It was very cool. And yes, we always like to support the small press.
And one last totally sweet hardcover edition here.
A small press hero,
Yes.
if you will.
It's a very subtle looking book on the outside.
Yeah.
Pale blue, one black and white figure, a spaceman. The word Delusional. Yes, this is the ever artsy Feral Dalrymple. Contributor to Prophet.
Yes.
Worked on Omega the Unknown, a revamp of a
Jonathan
70s
Yep.
Marvel project. Regardless what publisher he's working at, what the subject matter is, he brings so much pure artistic talent to every project he works on.
It's really amazing. And this is a sketchbook, kind of like the Walrus book that Brandon put out a little while ago, where it's got new comics, web comics, sketches. It's just basically his brain crapping on the paper. And we're going to pay for that because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Feral Dalrymple's brain crap.
It's really, really nicely rendered
really
crap.
Good. It is. It's amazing. We'll leave you with that image brain crap. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. We want to thank Will for stopping by and giving us the 411 on the nowest of the now. And we will see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much.